now take you beneath the waves right in the middle of a vast forgotten ocean. It is 180 million years ago during the early Jurassic in what is now Germany. It happens to be in the middle of a vast warm shallow sea that covers most of Europe, North Africa, and Western Asia, at this time called the Tethys. Colonies of these sea lilies that grow on wood or debris drifting in the currents tend to attract a whole community of life. This mainly includes huge shoals of fish, ammonites, and belemnites. It also happens to be inhabited by sharks like the very strange looking chimera shark at only 13 inches long called Metopacanthus. It is also inhabited by the group of sharks that appear all the way back in the Paleozoic and will continue to be around until the end of the Mesozoic during the same event that will wipe out both the non-avian dinosaurs on land and most of the other life inhabiting these waters called Hybodonts. The type genus Hybodus is usually able to grow to about 6.5 feet long, but one species can grow closer to 10 feet long. This bountiful food supply in the otherwise vast empty depths also supports the even larger marine reptiles like this 11-foot-long ichthyosaur named Stenopterygius. Stenopterygius, like most other ichthyosaurs, is able to move at very high speeds to catch many of the fish and belemnites that live in these waters. The other marine reptiles inhabiting these rich, bountiful waters include the crocodilian Macrospondylus that is adapted for life out in the open sea. It also happens to be fairly decent sized by being able to grow to about 18 feet in length. The plesiosaurs that appeared just 20 million years earlier that inhabit these waters include Hauffiosaurus that usually grows to about 11 feet long and feeds on the same small fish and belemnites as Stenopterygius. This newly discovered plesiosaur around the same size called Plesionectes stands out for its incredibly long neck in proportion to its body even compared to other plesiosaurs. The largest plesiosaur found in these waters being Rhomaleosaurus at around 23 feet long. Its size allows it to hunt relatively large prey that include the other plesiosaurs in these waters that grow to just under half its length, as well as some of the smaller ichthyosaurs like Stenopterygius and also ammonites. Rhomaleosaurus and Hauffiosaurus, both being basal pliosaurids, which would later on evolve shorter, stockier necks and larger heads with immense bites. Right now is breeding season as this mother Stenopterygius is in labor. Stenopterygius, like most other ichthyosaurs, tend to give birth to live young rather than lay eggs, very much similar to dolphins and whales of today. However, it is being stalked by the true top predator of these waters, Temnodontosaurus, the largest ichthyosaur in these waters that usually grow to 30 feet in length, though some could probably get slightly bigger. The Temnodontosaurus zooms in as the Stenopterygius is having difficulties. The Temnodontosaurus drags it down to the dark depths below. It is able to see in the muddy darkness below, even at a depth of well over 1,000 feet deep. The rings around its eyes allow it to withstand the pressure at these depths. The Temnodontosaurus still needs to come back to the surface to breathe, and usually can't be at these depths for too long because of the extremely poor oxygen content. The Temnodontosaurus still needs to come back to the surface to breathe, and usually can't be at these depths for too long because of the extremely poor oxygen content. Back at the surface is this ichthyosaur 23 feet long called Eurhinosaurus, which has an upper jaw over twice the length of its lower one, which it uses to spear its prey in a similar fashion to a swordfish. Flying above the water are these pterosaurs called Dorygnathus, pterosaurs being the first group of vertebrates to master flight, appearing over 40 million years earlier during the Triassic. Clinging onto the huge chunks of driftwood are these small armored dinosaurs called Emausaurus, who are using it to hop from one island to another. The other large predators in these waters, that being both Temnodontosaurus and Rhomaleosaurus, often like to join in with the Eurhinosaurus for hunting the smaller prey in these waters, but with Temnodontosaurus being the largest predator around, might consider both of them given the chance, very much like when an orca goes against a great white. That was yet more life found and another long-lost sea.